Dear students, in this video class, we are going to discuss view serializability in data processing concept. I am Arun Kumar, Assistant Professor in MLB Textile Engineering College. The content for this video I have taken from Database System Concept by Korth. View serializability. Let S and S dash be two scheduled with the same set of transactions. S and S dash are view equivalent if the following three conditions are met. For the data item, let's set Q. The first condition is if in a schedule S transaction Ti reads the initial value of data item Q, then in the schedule S dash also transaction Ti must read the initial value of data item Q. Means if in the first schedule a particular transaction says Ti read the initial value of data item Q, then it must be in Y read in S dash also the initial value of data item Q. The second condition says that the transaction that perform the final write on data item Q in schedule S must also perform the final write operation on data item Q in schedule S dash as well. Means the final write via the transaction should be the same for both the schedule S and S dash. The third condition says that if in schedule S transaction Ti execute read on data item Q and that value was produced by transaction Tj, then in the schedule S dash also transaction Ti must read value of data item Q that produced by the same write on data item Q by the transaction Tj. Means this condition third says that if a value of particular data item produced by some transaction and read by other transaction should be the same for both the transaction S and S dash. We will see this all three condition in example for more clearance of what mean of these three condition. As you can see, view equivalency is also based purely on read and write operation only. We are ignoring all other update operations. See one example. Check the view equivalency for schedule S1 and schedule S2. So for checking the view equivalency, we check the these three condition on particular data item. Here data items are A and B. So check first on data item A the condition is matching or not. For data item A, that's schedule S1 and schedule S2. The first condition says which transaction is reading initial value of that data item A. In here data item A is the reading operation on data item A. Here reading on data item A. In this two read operation data item A, the transaction T1 reading first, means initial value read by transaction T1. Check for in schedule 2 as well. In schedule 2, here read operation on data item A and here read operation on data item A. Which transaction is reading first or initial value of data item A? Here transaction T1 read first. So our first condition is match. Means in the both schedule S1 and S2, T1 is reading initial value of data item A. The second condition is last return operation. Here this is a write operation on A, here write operation on data item A in schedule 1. Which is the last written operation on data item A? This one, which is transaction T2. So transaction T2 is writing the last. Check for the schedule 2. In schedule 2, this is the write operation data item A. Here this is write operation on data item A. Which one is the last written? Here this one means transaction T2. in the both the schedule S1 and S2, T2 is the last modification on data item A. So our second condition is also met. Our third condition says that here in schedule 1 transaction T2 read data item A which is produced by schedule transaction T1, means here transaction T1 which is reading A and writing A, means which is modifying our value of A, which then after read by this operation of transaction T2. So T1 is producing and T2 is consuming. T1 is producing and T2 is consuming. So T1 and T2, this order, T1 is producing and T2 is consuming. Check for in schedule 2 as well. Here T1 is reading and T1 is writing. Here T1 is reading and T1 writing. What T1 is write, which is read by transaction T2, means what the modification done by this transaction T1 is read by transaction T2, means T1 is producing and T2 is consuming. So the same order, T1 is producing and T2 is consuming that value. So in this T1 follows T2, T1 follows T2, means our third condition also match. For data item A, means for particular data item A we can say S1 and S2 are V equivalent on data item, but S1 and S2 V equivalent when all the data items. Here other data items is B, so check for data item B as well, all three condition in schedule 1 and schedule 2. Our first condition is which transaction is reading initial value of data item B in schedule 1. Here it is reading